Welcome back into Training Camp Live. Nick Harris alongside Nicole Hutchison here on Heroes Appreciation Day here in Oxnard. All of the heroes, military, first responders, cops, emergency personnel, firefighters, all out here enjoying the practice. Let's get you to enjoy the practice as well. We're taking a look at this one-on-one action between receivers and defensive backs. You'll see on the far side of the field there, that's going to be Jalen Brooks up against Kalen Carson. A couple of young guys looking to stamp their claim here in the preseason. Nice little hitch route there from Jalen Brooks to be able to haul in the reception.
Like to see Jalen Brooks starting to a little bit get his confidence back. He struggled the past couple of days in camp, but that one-on-one matchup with him and Kalen Carson, you will love to see that so far in camp.
Yeah, and these one-on-ones, they'll be going quick. They'll be flipping sides of the field, trying to get as many reps as possible. Mike McCarthy has emphasized it during his press availabilities over the course of the last couple of weeks. So here's Tyron Billy Johnson. He's had a really strong start to camp over the course of the last few weeks, and he's trying to get a deep ball, but just barely overthrown. May have been held up there by Josh Butler a little too long for him to be able to get that ball.
Tyron Billy Johnson having a heck of a start. You love to see him kind of create separation there on that route. Just couldn't get to it.
And there's Cam Johnson. He's looked pretty good, too, for an undrafted free agent out of Northwestern. Started his career at Minnesota, finished with the Wildcats, but nice little route there to get open across the middle. And there's Jalen Cropper now going up against Kalen Carson, the fifth-round rookie out of Wake Forest. As Cropper trying to create some separation. You see that physicality from Carson. Doesn't really let him by. Cropper was still able to find some room over on the sideline to haul it in.
Carson making it clear this offseason that, hey, if you don't like to tackle, if you don't like to be physical, you should not be a corner in this league.
A couple of new additions there, two of the newer additions on the team right there. Deontay Burnett at receiver and Keeman Hall at cornerback, the North Texas product. As Hall gets the better of Burnett. Probably a bad throw, too. Burnett probably didn't have a shot there. As the quarterback position, we have Dak Prescott, Cooper Rush getting some reps in. Trey Lance is on the far side of the field working in some more team drills. As this is Cooper Rush trying to take a deep shot. Oh, just overthrown. Looking for Kelvin Harmon. Josh DeBerry was in coverage, the undrafted free agent out of Texas A&M. And now you see some slot action here between Cavante Turpin and Jordan Lewis. This is a fun matchup here. Turpin, really good release, gets off the line. He's able to haul in the reception on the sideline. Really good throw there from Dak.
Looking to see Cavante Turpin get a lot more offensive reps this offseason. I know they want him more special teams reps, but I really want him to be more involved in this offense this year.
Now you see here on the close side of the field, this is Racy McMath going up against Nashawn Wright. And McMath able to find a little bit of separation across the middle of the field and haul in the reception. Nashawn Wright had a couple of big pass breakups yesterday. That's huge for his confidence as he's looking to stamp a claim in the depth of that cornerback room. Now here's Dak looking for Jalen Tolbert on a comeback route, and he's got him on the edge. He was able to get loose from Deron Bland. Really good play there from Tolbert.
Talked to Deron Bland actually earlier this week, and he mentioned that, you know, minimizing the big play will be big for him this offseason, or this season really heading into 2024, so you love to see him really battling it out with these receivers.
And now Trey Lance getting some opportunities. He's going to try to find Cam Johnson, but really good coverage here on this play from Mukuamu, and Israel Mukuamu with the interception.
What the energy.
Absolutely. Ooh. We might have to bleep out a word or two there, but Israel Mukuamu, that's big for his confidence going forward. That's tough for Trey Lance's confidence, though, because it seems like whenever he's trying to push the ball downfield, it just doesn't really find the receiver's hands. Preseason will be big for him to stack that confidence, though, obviously way more important than what happens out here.
Nice little dap up from Trayvon Diggs, too. Love to see that.
Now here on the near side, this is going to be Deontay Burnett. Recently signed out of the UFL ranks from the Arlington Renegades. He is a USC product, went to school in Compton, California. As Eric Scott was there on the coverage, and he was able to break that up. The 6th-round pick from 2023.
Deontay Burnett, what have you liked so far from him? I mean, he's a guy that obviously the Cowboys just brought in a couple of days ago. Have you seen enough from him so far?
Yeah, it's speed. I think that's obviously probably what he adds to the room is you see that short stature, you see his slot ability, his outside ability. He was able to provide that for the Renegades, and we'll see how that kind of manifests over the preseason. So here's another new addition, Kelvin Harmon at wide receiver. So he's looking to create some separation there on Hall, and he bobbled the catch, but he was able to haul it in. Really good concentration there from Harmon on the throw from Trey Lance. Now Jalen Cropper on the far side going up against Jordan Lewis. Jordan Lewis had a really strong start to camp, but Cropper gets the best of him on that route, was able to push off just a little bit. May have been a penalty. I wouldn't have called it personally. I wouldn't have called it personally, but Cropper, he's able to haul in the reception there from Dak Prescott. Now you see Corey Crooms at wide receiver, the undrafted free agent out of Minnesota. Going up against Eric Scott. And this is just a pure deep route. Trying to find him, maybe pushed it a little too far there from Trey Lance.
Eric Scott knows that he has a lot of competition in that safety room to battle it out with. So, every rep is very crucial for him, a guy like that. So that was good to see from him.
Here's Cavante Turpin. He's just going to take off and run as fast as he can. Can they drop it into him? And really good pass break up there from Josh Butler. Josh Butler's had a really strong start to camp, too. You see him stacking confidence, and he's starting to become a bit of a locker room guy as well. Now Trey Lance back at quarterback, looking to find Racy McMath. McMath gets loose. You see that physicality, that bigger set from McMath. It really helps in those situations. Now on the far side, Jalen Tolbert back at it again, looking for a completion against Israel Mukuamu, and Mukuamu, another interception. That is back-to-back interceptions on back-to-back reps for Israel Mukuamu.
Wow.
Yeah, that's huge for Mukuamu's confidence. Now you see Cam Johnson once again able to create short, quick separation, this time on Nashawn Wright. Johnson has just been consistent, and that's all you have to do as an undrafted rookie. Show that you can be reliable when called upon, and you might just earn a practice squad spot in your rookie season.
That depth at that wide receiver position is going to be a lot of fun to watch, especially when CeeDee Lamb is not here, and who knows how long it'll take him to actually get here to Oxnard. But you got to love those young guys really stepping in and battling it out and making every rep count.
And Jalen Brooks against Deron Bland on that previous rep. Brooks slipped a little bit, and Bland got the best of him. So now Eric Scott, he loses Deontay Burnett on the comeback route, and Lance fires it in right to his chest. It's really good reps here on the one-on-one session with receivers and cornerbacks. This will be really fun to watch next week, too, when the Los Angeles Rams make their way up to Oxnard next Thursday for an inter-squad practice. It's going to be a lot of fun here. We'll have it here on Training Camp Live as well.
The same thing that head coach Mike McCarthy had mentioned, that it's good to see the pads come on, but it'll be really interesting to see how these guys battle it out with an actual other team when things actually get real.
Tyron Billy Johnson, he was trying to find some room. Like you said, Kalen Carson. What have you liked from Carson so far?
Man, I like his physicality, like you had just mentioned, his speed, his ability to cover anybody, right? Going up against talented receivers on this room. So Kalen Carson's going to be definitely a rookie to watch this year.
Now we got a red zone period here, 7-on-7 red zone. This is a pretty intense drill that the Cowboys like to do. It's Dak Prescott trying to find an open receiver across the middle. It's Jordan Lewis, couldn't quite haul it in.
Mike Zimmer has these guys fired up with this new system. You got to love Jordan Lewis coming up to the line of scrimmage and making that tackle on Cavante Turpin.
Yeah, Mike McCarthy in his press conference this morning talked about God, country, and red zone. And you see all of it here on display here in Oxnard right now. It's Dak Prescott looking to his right, trying to find a receiver, and he's got Luke Schoonmaker, the second-round pick from 2023. Big-time confidence boost for the second-year guy. Another rep here. You see Jake Ferguson, Brandon Cooks, and Jalen Tolbert, along with Cavante Turpin and Jalen Brooks. See where Dak Prescott wants to go. He's looking to his right, looking to his left, trying to find Turpin, and it was underthrown. Dak Prescott wants that one back.
That would have been a nice route, nice little post route there, cut back in, Cavante Turpin. If he would have caught that, that would have been pretty impressive, Nick.
Yeah, that would have been right at the goal line. Probably would have been a score there. So they're lining up from the 14-yard line. We saw a couple of red zone opportunities for Cavante Turpin a year ago, not only in the receiving game, but in the run game as well. As now the twos are up with Cooper Rush at quarterback, Jalen Cropper motioning over across the line of scrimmage. So here's Rush. He's looking to his right. He's looking for John Stevens Jr., and he's got it. Hauled it in with Marquise Bell draped over his back. You see that physicality that Stevens brought? 12, 13 extra pounds that he said he added to his frame this offseason. Big time for him to get that reception.
I think John Stevens is going to give these other tight ends at the lower end of the depth chart a really run for his money. He's a guy that possesses that size, that good hands. He can catch in space, makes plays in space. I think he's going to be a really guy to watch this year.
There's Cooper Rush once again. He's looking to his left side, looking for Tyron Billy Johnson, but he checks it down to Royce Freeman. Buddy Johnson would have been right there for the stop had it been live game action. A gain of about 7 or 8. And that's what Cooper Rush brings you, right? Reliability. He's not going to take the big shots, but he's gonna find the open guy. We'll see how much burn he gets in the preseason as well. It's now a host of undrafted free agents are in the receiving corps here for Rush on this play. Rush is looking to his left. He's trying to find David Durden, and is knocked away. Really good play there from Josh DeBerry, another undrafted free agent from Texas A&M.
These DBs, man, are having a good start to the camp. What's that about? A lot of big pass breakups, but I think I've counted about 6 or 7 interceptions so far through camp this year.
Yeah, really strong start for Mike Zimmer's defense, and specifically his secondary group, especially while they figure out what goes on the defensive line. And the following of Sam Williams' ACL injury. Dak Prescott emphasizing huddle to snap and making sure to do that as a group. Malik Davis motions out of the backfield and lines up behind Tyron Billy Johnson. He's going to look that way. Dak rolling out, looking for his guy, trying to find someone open. He's trying to fit it in.
Malik Davis.
That'll be a reception to Malik Davis.
He's a guy that I feel is a guy to watch as well through camp, right? He has that explosiveness at running back, but I think that it's going to be crucial for him to earn some more reps, that you've got to make some plays as a receiver as well and make some plays in space, and I think that play right there was very crucial.
Here's Dak again, this time with Royce Freeman in the backfield. We haven't seen Ezekiel Elliott during this red zone drill. It's a play-action handoff to Freeman, and Prescott fires it across the middle to Brandon Cooks. Fits it right in between Donovan Wilson and Deron Bland for the touchdown. Really good pitch and catch there from Dak to Cooks. That Dak to Cooks connection only growing more confident with every day that CeeDee Lamb misses from camp. Cooks becoming a trusted target for Dak Prescott. So he's looking over towards Rico Dowdle in the corner of the end zone. Couldn't quite haul it in. Good coverage there from Damone Clark to be able to account for Dowdle out of the backfield.
What do you like from Damone Clark? I mean, I feel like his decisiveness has gotten a lot better and at this linebacker position. What have you liked so far from him through camp?
I like the word decisiveness because it feels like he's a little bit more free now that he doesn't have a ton of responsibilities on his plate. You call back to the end of last season, and he was the only healthy linebacker at the end of the year. Now Trey Lance throwing it up for Racey McMath, and McMath couldn't get his feet down. Eric Scott in coverage. But going back to the Damone Clark point, having a guy like Eric Kendricks as a veteran presence, obviously huge for his development, but also having some guys that can kind of help divvy out responsibilities. DeMarvion Overshown, Maris Luafau, these undrafted free agents of Jason Johnson, Brock Mogensen. It's going to help him as time goes on.
Keyword, true linebackers actually playing their position this year.
Here's Trey Lance. He's looking to his right, pump fakes. He's going to try to come across the left. Couldn't find anybody open. Might have McMath in the corner of the end zone, but he saw him just a bit too late and overthrew him.
Even though Trey Lance couldn't come up with that connection or find anybody on that field, but I'd love to see his mobility. He showed a little bit of in practice a couple of days ago as well, so you love to see that he can move in and out of the pocket.
Yeah, embracing what he does best. I think that's going to be really important for him once he gets these preseason reps under his belt. So here's another rep for Trey Lance from the 3-yard line. It's a quick pass to the right side over, trying to find Brevin Spanford, but just missed him, pushed it a little bit too far to the right. That was Julius Wood, the undrafted free agent from East Carolina in coverage. So now the ones are back on the field, this time from the 7-yard line. As now we see Ezekiel Elliott. He's split out wide here on the near side of the screen. They're going to motion him into the backfield and kick Jalen Brooks out. And now Dak looking that left side. He finds Jalen Tolbert. Nice route as he beat Maris Luafau off the line and was able to create some separation. And it just feels like with every reception that Jalen Tolbert hauls in, just a bit more confidence in the third-year guy out of South Alabama. As Dak now looking to his left side, looking across the middle of the field. He's going to try to find Tolbert again. He's wide open, beat Damone Clark on another route. That number 1 looking pretty good on Tolbert with every grab that he hauls in.
Like you mentioned, I think Jalen Tolbert has really started to solidify that number wide receiver 3 role. I mean, of course, training camp, there's still 3.5 weeks left, but I think right now he's making a case for it. Really good case for it.
Yeah, it felt like this time last year he was just stamping his case for wide receiver 4 and trying to create a lot of confidence in that role. Look at that throw. What a dart from Dak Prescott to Jalen Brooks. Fitted in between 3 defenders. And a good job by Brooks to haul it in. He battled a couple of drops earlier in the day, but strong hands there.
And Dak Prescott dapping him up as well. I saw him kind of coaching him up and went Tuesday's practice. So you love to see your quarterback really just kind of giving you that confidence as well.
And that'll be all from this edition of Training Camp Live here on Heroes Appreciation Day. We'll rejoin you tomorrow with more Training Camp Live. Again, we're just getting started out here in Oxnard.